Hello friends, welcome back to Journey to Wealth today. Today we are diving into some great perspectives on why more and more people are ditching the USA and moving abroad. Have you thought about this for yourself? Well, I have, and the more I really listen to these perspectives, I am confident I will be taking the plunge myself from the USA. The trick is picking the right location best for you. Let's go on this journey together and find our next stop in this world of endless possibilities.
You're not depressed, you just live in the US. I moved from the US to Europe and I plan on never going back. Living here has been so affordable and stress-free. I even had my baby here. It cost me about $1,300 to give birth here, and I got paid $400 by the state to have a baby here. It's just such a different culture here. Like, people aren't only centered by their work and their job. You get to actually enjoy life and do things on your own time. And I feel like right now is probably the best time to leave the US. And yes, that's everywhere in the world, but it's just so different when you live in a country other than the US. I moved to a tiny country in Europe for the past year, and I am 6 hours ahead of the US. So that means 3 p.m. here is 9 a.m. there. So I have until 3 p.m. every single day to do whatever I want to do. It's been incredible. So if you can, move out of the US and live in another country, because life is just so much simpler elsewhere. The food is better, the air is cleaner, the education is free, the healthcare is free, and you'll have a lot higher quality of life elsewhere other than the US.
Can I sue the United States of America? Like, is there a lawyer on here who can tell me? Because it's giving fraud, it's giving money laundering, it's giving abuse, it's giving a Ponzi scheme, taking from Peter to pay Paul. I am Peter, and then Paul is whoever they owe their debts to from my tax money. It's a scam, all of it. So am I allowed to sue them? Am I allowed to file a lawsuit? Can you let me know?
When I said America was ghetto and I never want to go back to live there, people were coming for me. They were like, give up your passport, blah, blah, blah. It's actually so embarrassing to be American nowadays. Like, people are laughing at America hard. You pay taxes. Almost 60% of your paycheck goes to taxes. Do you get free health care? Is it clean in America? Is it safe? No. Do you know where your tax money goes to? It goes abroad. It goes to Israel. It goes to Ukraine. It goes to a TikTok ban. You're paying taxes to people who do not give a damn about you. I will never go back. Like, I might visit my family, but I will never live there again.
By all means, do it. But if you want to look at a world where you will have a strategic advantage in the future, you have to see it for what it is. When I look at the future of the United States, it's important to understand two things. First, I'm looking at the future of the United States through the lens of a 43-year-old business owner and father of an 11-year-old and a 6-year-old. I have 2 children that aren't even of teenage years yet. And their young professional life won't really start until they're 19 to 21 years old. It's my responsibility now to think of the environment they will have when they are 20 years old. They can't make that decision for themselves. So when I think about the United States 9 years from now, 10 years from now, do I think the United States will be the best place for my 20-year-old son and my 16-year-old daughter to find opportunity? I'm not so sure that that's the case. I'm not so sure that the United States of 10 years from now won't be more divided, less powerful, more controlling from a federal government control of citizenship state. I'm not convinced that that's going to be the best foundation for my children to have opportunities, which is why I plan to leave the United States in the next 5 to 7 years, because I want to give them the opportunity to have success. In my estimation, the best opportunity for anybody who has a business, who has wealth, who's growing wealth, or who's growing any kind of business acumen, the best place to grow and succeed in the future is actually less likely to be the United States and more likely to be some other third nation. Until the United States has the time to go through its adolescence. The countries that are on my short list of places to seek opportunity for my children, there are countries in Europe like Portugal or Spain, Italy, Croatia. There are countries in Latin America We specifically look at Costa Rica. We've looked at Mexico. There are countries that are very wealthy countries like Switzerland or Norway. There are countries all across Africa. These countries are not perfect in and of themselves, but where they are imperfect is different than where we are going in our own imperfection. Because where we are going is more towards a state of chaos and unpredictability, whereas many of these other third world countries or developing countries have very predictable systems. They may be corrupt, but they're predictably corrupt. There are many countries in the world where $10,000 can get you basically anything you want. Where here in the United States, $10,000 in the bank doesn't even qualify you for a home loan, right? How do you deal with that? How do you assess the impact of that on the future state of the family that you're trying to?
If you enjoyed today's video, please like, share, and subscribe. Comment yes if you would like to see more of these type of videos.